Hi, welcome to Let's Cook and welcome to Green with Envy. You know, we do a lot of shows each year, and every year we like to come up with a little bit of a theme for the show. When you do 150 shows, sometimes you say, well, geez, what am I going to call this? So we actually go amongst the crew and we say, okay, what can we call it? For instance, Judy, who works Chiron, she always comes up with good ideas. My producer, Lisa, comes up with great ideas. Sometimes I come up with okay ideas. Pincus, or Craig, his name is Craig, but we call him Pincus, he'll sometimes come up with a good half idea, and then we have to kind of take it from there. But so Green with Envy, everything we're making today has something green in it. We're doing a delicious avocado and cucumber salad on arugula with a Chinese 5-spice dressing. And then we have some other great ideas that are also have green in them as a little touch, you know, like the wasabi crusted halibut. Out of this world. And then, you know, green kind of goes with red, so we're doing a delicious zabignon, but it's strawberry flavored. If you want to see how we're doing these Green with Envy items today in Let's Cook, don't go anywhere. We're going to take a little break, and then when we come back, I'm going to start with our cucumber and avocado with a 5-spice dressing. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Hi, welcome back to Let's Cook. Now, we're doing a delicious salad now. It's cucumber with avocado, and we're using a Chinese 5-spice to make this. Now, I'm going to go over the ingredients that basically go into basic Chinese 5-spice. Right here we have our fennel seed, and this is all ground together. So you have your fennel seed, you have your cloves, which are right there. Then after the cloves, we have the Szechuan chilies, which are nice and hot and spicy. Then, of course, star anise, which gives it that licorice flavor. And, of course, cinnamon. And all we do is we put them into a grinder like this. I'll show you right now. And you just grind them up. Everything goes in. The only thing that I would do with the, I would remove the stems here from the chilies to make sure they're not there. And also take the hull. You know, the star anise comes, let me just show you what I had them out. See this? I would take this and I would break this and I would just use the seeds out of the hull here. I don't really want the outside of the seed in there, so we would remove those too. And then, of course, our fennel goes in your grinder. And all you do is you grind this up. You can make as much or as little as you need. If you were to make these spices, let's say you made a bunch of this and you said, geez, I'm not going to use all of it. I don't want it to go to waste. A good way to keep it is to take it and put it in a baggie, squeeze out all the air, put it in a second baggie, squeeze out all that air, and hold it in either a dark place in your closet, but you can even hold it in your freezer. As long as no moisture can get in there, you're going to be okay. So here's my Chinese 5-spice right there. It's ready to go. Out of this world. So we're using Chinese 5-spice. In addition to Chinese 5-spice, I have some ginger here, garlic and ginger that we're going to use in the salad dressing. There's my garlic. Now here's my ginger right here. Now the ginger that you're going to get, you have to peel the ginger. A lot of different ways of peeling a ginger. I mean, if you want, you can use a peeler like this where you take and you're going to peel it. And it's, you know, this is a root. It's a little woody. And you have these little nooks and crannies here, right here in the ginger. A good way of doing it is actually to take a spoon and go this way. And this way you don't lose as much ginger, and you can work your way all the way around those nooks and crannies. So that's a good way to peel ginger. It just makes it much easier. Now, I don't need too much ginger for this. And again, you need to do the ginger right before you're going to use it. Now, you have two heats going in this. You have actually the heat from the ginger right here, and the heat from the garlic, and the heat from the Chinese 5-spice. So, again, this is a great salad for summer because it's going to be nice and hot and spicy. Now, for the garlic, what we'll do with the garlic is we'll take the garlic and we're just going to cut it down like this. Once it's like this, then with your knife, need a nice flat knife, take the knife off of the cutting board here so that you can bring it straight down. And look, if I go like this, I'm already turning this into a pulp. I don't have to use any salt when I do it this way, but I do need to use it right away. But you see how easy that is to break the garlic down that way? And then I have all my garlic done that way, and I can save a lot of time mincing. Now for a salad, a lot of times I'll do the garlic this way. For when I'm sauteing, I usually like to either sliver it or finely chop it. And I can also do the same thing with my ginger. Or I can take my ginger, just cut it into a small piece, go once, go twice, and my ginger's done. So we have our ginger done now too. Along with our ginger and garlic for the dressing here, we're going to put in our 5 spice. We're going to put in some rice wine vinegar. We're going to put in a little bit of soy sauce. Here's my salt, so no pepper. And then some safflower oil. Just whisk this together. Doesn't require any salt. Why? Because we already have the salty part of the soy sauce there. We don't need anything else. So here's my salad dressing right here. I just mix that together. Now the next thing we have to do is we have to look at our cucumber and our avocado to go with this. Here's my cucumber right here. With the cucumber, I'm going to cut it into what we would call a bâtonnet. So I'm just going to take the cucumber, quickly peel it down this way. Again, a lot of times in salads you want ease of eating. You want it to look nice. You want it to look pretty. So the cucumber, we're going to cut in bâtonnets or bâtons. When you say the French word, you have to do that. So to cut this into a bâtonnet, I'm going to leave most of the seeds on the inside. I'll take my knife, I'll cut it down this way. I'll cut it down this way. Cutting it down this way, and I'll remove the majority of the seeds this way. So now I've taken this part of the seeds here that are so full of water, have a tendency, look at all the water coming out of them. Get rid of those. Want this to be nice and dry. And then we just take this, we cut these down into strips like this. Now if you have a little piece here on the side that you need to get rid of and you want to taste the cucumber, to make sure it tastes good, and does taste good, go ahead and use that. We just cut them down this way, and then we're going to cut them into about 1.5 inches length. Bank it with your knife, come down here, come down here, come down there. So there's my bâtonnet for that. Now, the other thing is I have my avocado here. The avocado, with the pit, I'm just going to take my knife, break it this way, take that, hit it against the board, that'll remove the skin there. Then we'll take a spoon. I find this is the easiest way to do it, making sure the avocado is nice and right. And this is a Hass avocado. Very nice. Come in and around this way. Remove the avocado. Take the avocado. We're going to cut this a little long because, again, this is a plated salad. So I'm just going to cut this in 6s on an angle like this. We'll now take, first of all, we're just going to take our cucumber right now. Mix this in here. Along with our avocado, we gently toss this. Need to get the avocado in there right away because otherwise it's going to oxidize. Don't want that to oxidize. Take a beautiful plate right here. We have some wonderful arugula leaves here, nice baby arugula. It's going to give it a little bit of pepper in there. Nice flavor. Take a spoon. Such a nice salad. We'll take and we'll drizzle a little bit of the dressing here just over the arugula. Then we take the rest of our salad right here, put it onto the plate. I'm going to continue plating this right now. We're going to take a little break, and then when we come back, we're talking wasabi crusted pea halibut. We're definitely green with envy today on Let's Cook. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Wasabi green with envy. Welcome back to Let's Cook, where our theme is green with envy. I'm going to show you some wasabi peas here, which are green peas that are coated with wasabi, which is a horseradish, and they're roasted and they're sweet on the inside, spicy on the outside. This powder underneath here is just these wasabi peas that I took and I ground up because I'm going to use this to coat my halibut. Now, if I were to take just the peas themselves and put them in my coffee grinder again, getting most of them in there, of course, grind them up, this is what they look like. If I just tried to coat the halibut that I'm going to make today with just the wasabi powder, or the pea powder itself, it's not going to adhere well. So I need to put a little bit of flour in here. So I'm going to use Wondra flour. Basically about 2 parts wasabi peas to 1 part flour. It's still going to be green like that. Doesn't that look great? Again, green with envy. Now, beautiful halibut steak I have right here. Now this halibut steak, in the market, it's a lot of times, I don't see a lot of fish markets where they take the halibut and they actually cut it into fillets, which means it would be one side. But look at the color. See this color here? This is the top part of the fish. The bottom part, the whiter part here, this is the bottom part. You'll notice that the top part is about 10% thicker than the bottom part here as far as the fillet is concerned. This is a bone and a cartilage throughout the fish right here. So we're going to actually clean this fish up a little bit. And you can do this, and you should actually do this when you're buying halibut, because the halibut bones themselves are excellent if you're making a fish stock or a fish fumet. So we'll just take this piece right here, turn this around here, and all I'm doing with my knife is I'm just simply following the bone. So the bone in the halibut in this flatfish is going to tell me where I have to cut just by cutting along using a cutting motion. So now this is totally boneless here, except for right here. There's just a little soft bone or cartilage right there, which I can remove once I break this down into two pieces. To remove the skin, I'm going to start here, keeping my knife off the board, and you'll notice here I'm just cutting with my knife flat using a short sawing motion to remove that skin. That way I don't lose too much of I get rid of the skin, I don't mess up the fillet. Now the next thing I'm going to do right here, remember I said I have a little cartilage right there? We remove that, that's nice and clean. Right over here, little bit of cartilage there. Now I'm ready to go ahead and start to cook these. Now to cook these, before I cook them, I'm going to use salt on both sides. Sea salt I prefer, or kosher salt, and a little bit of black pepper. Both sides. Don't be afraid to season on both sides. It's really worth it. Especially if somebody only eats part of the one side, then eat the other side, and one side was salted or properly seasoned, the other side wasn't. Now my pan, I've already been heating here. I'm going to take my pan, add a little bit of oil to this so that the oil is nice and hot. And I'm using minimum oil here. Now, by the way, the pans I use are stainless steel. If you are on a low-fat diet or you want something very low-fat, you could use a non-stick pan to make this. I just prefer these. These don't react with anything. I'll take the halibut right here. I roll it in the wasabi. Beautiful. Then we just take this. I'm going to drop it in the pan. Now, when you drop it in the pan, before you drop it in the pan, shake off that excess flour. Just take it, drop it in. Making sure the pan is nice and hot first. Drop this in. Now, this fish, low fat, beautiful bottom fish. You know, they're huge in size. I mean, they have great halibut in Alaska. But you see here, you see how it's moving? Never took the, I just made sure it was moving, but I'm not going to turn this yet. I'll know when to turn this once I start to see a little bit of color forming on the bottom here. And because of this, I'm going to actually cook this on all sides. So I'll just keep turning this around till I get a beautiful browning action, just like the ones I have right here. And we can take a shot on these ones that I have right here. You can see how nice and golden brown those are. The reason I love this halibut dish with the wasabi coating is because if I take this and I put it onto the plate here with the salad, it's a perfect accompaniment for this. So we're just going to serve 2 pieces of the halibut with that. We're going to take a little break. I'm going to continue to cook this halibut because I know the crew's very hungry today. And then when we come back, we're going to make a strawberry zabillon with shaved chocolates. And of course, a few chocolate-coated strawberries as well. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Hi, welcome back to Let's Cook Zabillon. Oh, now a lot of people get concerned about zabillon because you're actually using egg yolks. Now what I have here is I have a double boiler, and what I did is I brought this water up to boil. I want you to see how this water is boiling. Once the water starts to boil, I'm going to take a side towel. I'm going to go like this. I'm going to put my bowl right there. I'm going to shut the heat off now. To this now, I'm going to add some sugar. Along with that sugar, I have some strained strawberry jam here, strawberry zabillon. I also am going to put in a splash of water. Now the water is going to be a catalyst to start the emulsification. It's also going to make sure that sugar gets dissolved. So I'm just going to mix this just till the sugar gets dissolved. I'm going to add in my 4 egg yolks. Now I'm going to beat this over the double boiler here, aggressively, making sure that we get a nice emulsification and that we bring the egg yolks up to about 130 degrees. Now, the other thing is you need a balloon whip to do this. See this balloon whip? See how big it is? See how flexible these tines are? This is really going to help me whip this. Now, I'm actually emulsifying. There's lecithin in the egg yolks. And what the lecithin is doing is it's allowing me to take this and incorporate air into it. Just keep whipping this. It's going to get nice and thick. Have to work this a little bit. Now the other thing that we're serving this with is we're serving this with look at this block of chocolate that I have right here. See that great block of chocolate there? I'm going to shave a little bit of chocolate off that. Look at the size of that chocolate. Oh, I can't wait. You know, it's like a chocolate lover's dream right there. Keep working. Now the other thing is, you know, I wanted to make this from scratch so you can see how, so you can see how it's done. But the other thing is a lot of times your arm might get a little tired. So what you should do is you should just, as long as you keep working it this way, and you see how it's starting to ribbon on the sides there, how it's starting to stay up on the sides. It's almost like whipping cream. This is where it's going to start to come together. You know how when you're whipping cream by hand, if you've ever whipped it by hand, and it just starts to come together? Now, I just tasted this for 2 reasons. One, I wanted to make sure that that was my chocolate falling over. My chocolate is craving a little bit of attention there. But you need to make sure that I needed to make sure that the sugar was dissolved and it's starting to get nice and tight. Also, this is very warm now. I tasted this. This is actually warm to the touch. I'm going to take just a little bit of strawberry liqueur there. Add that to that now, too. Get even more flavor in there. And here we go. There we are. Here, my Zabillon is done. Zabillon is done. See? Doesn't that look great? Now I can take this, I can refrigerate this, or if I wanted to, I could also just serve it nice and warm like this. I think I'm going to serve it nice and warm this way. Let's get the chocolate out of the way here. Nice cup right there. Take a little rubber spatula here. Good. Oh. Now when you take and you dip a strawberry in this delicious Zabillon, oh, out of this world. Now, I have a strawberry right here, beautiful chocolate strawberry. Take my chocolate strawberry because it's berry and strawberry. I put that right there so we can see that. Then we'll take our chocolate here. Now my hands are a little warm. It's going to react with the chocolate, so I'll just bring my chocolate this way. I'll just show you. Now, and a lot of times what I like to do is just shave it this way, get a little bit of shaving here on the bottom so that, and this is a semi-sweet piece. Make sure you store this in a nice, cool, dark place wrapped very tightly so that the cocoa powder and the cocoa butter doesn't separate. You can see it's a little warm in the studio today. The chocolate's definitely melting. There we are. A little bit of shaved chocolate there on top to go with this delicious chocolate strawberry Zabillon. It's only chocolate because of the shaved chocolate. All the flavoring in there is definitely strawberry. Thank you so much for watching Let's Cook today, where we did this delicious Savignon there. We'll put mint on there because everybody puts mint on dessert. Looks nice. And we also did this wonderful cucumber avocado in a Chinese 5-spice dressing with wasabi crusted halibut. Thanks for watching Let's Cook today. You have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.